Friday to you. I'm Storm Team 9 Meteorologist Patrick Ellis here with your ENC Weather update for this March the 7th, 2014. Pretty nasty day back into the Piedmont. Here in eastern North Carolina, it's been rainy, it's been cold, and it's been windy as well. The good thing is the weekend is shaping up to be very nice and dry and calm and warmer. So good news in all sorts of categories there, and the warmer weather looks to stick around for a couple of days, but don't get used to it. I keep saying that. Don't get used to this warmer weather, because by the end of the 7-day period, cold air comes rushing back into the forecast. So let's detail that all out here in the forecast update video. Here's a look at the satellite and radar loop this afternoon. There's your area of low pressure. That's the surface low. That's pushing off towards the north and east. The upper level disturbance is all phased together, and we were talking about that yesterday, how the phasing was going to come together basically right on top of eastern North Carolina today, and that really enhanced the rain rates, and ended up being a very nasty day back over into the Piedmont. But you do see that the clearing line continues to push off towards the east, so now we're starting to see some clearing skies back over into the western half of the Piedmont, back over into the foothills of the state. And oddly enough, there was sleet in Asheville today, sleet and snow, and ended up being 50 degrees later on this afternoon. High pressure will build in from the west, and that's going to bring us some very nice and comfortable weather over the next couple of days. And you see that frontal boundary back over to the north and west of St. Louis. That's going to be moving in here as we head into Sunday. Here's a look at the current watches and warnings and advisories here across the area. A winter weather advisory back over to the west into the Piedmont. That's due to the icing issues back through there. Coastal flood advisory, that is currently in effect for Carteret, Craven, and Pamlico counties, thanks to all the wind and things pushing the water up into the Pamlico Sound, the Neuse River, Pamlico River. Gale warning for the offshore waters. Also, we have a coastal flood advisory that also goes all the way up the Outer Banks, and a wind advisory for all of these counties as well. Craven, Pamlico, Carteret, Dare, Hyde, Tyrrell, and also the Finger counties as well. So a lot of stuff going on, but all of this should be getting out of here as we head into the next, say 12 hours or so. Overnight tonight, here's midnight, and temperatures will be starting to fall down at that point. We're going to be kind of buoying around into the upper 30s, low 40s as this system starts to lift out of here, and most of the rain should be capped off by then as the low pushes off towards the east. Look back over towards the west, though. Raleigh dropping down around freezing or so, and most areas inland will drop around freezing. Could have some slick spots on roadways. I think if that's going to happen, that's going to be deep inland, mainly to the west of Highway 17 and really west of I-95 tonight, because there could be some freezing fog trying to develop back off towards the west as well because of all the clearing skies. That's going to be a good radiational fog setup, especially with the moisture in the atmosphere. So would not be surprised to see some freezing fog developing back off towards the west of I-95 early tomorrow morning. So if you have any travel plans that way, Raleigh, Durham, back over towards the Triad, it's going to be a mess no matter what you do as you head further to the west of Durham. With the trees being down, the power being out, it's just going to be a mess out there. But I'll tell you what, tomorrow's going to be a beautiful day. We're expecting mainly sunny skies, high temperatures along the border belt, upper 50s, low 60s, low to mid 60s as you head further down to the south. Gorgeous day setting up for us. I don't think we're going to see very much in the way of cloud cover at all. Maybe a few clouds trying to sneak in here by the latter half of the day. Into the evening hours as our next frontal boundary approaches us from the north and west. So area of low pressure moves out of here. We're clear, and here comes our frontal boundary. Clouds in the morning on Sunday, but sunshine will come back by the afternoon hours. That will try to knock down the temperatures maybe a touch, but I think mostly we're going to be just seeing nice sunny skies as we head through the next couple of days. Here's your upper level energy on the 12Z GFS. This is valid for earlier on this afternoon, and kind of seeing where we have been. There's your upper level energy basically on top of us right now, and that's going to be continuing to push off towards the north and towards the east. Here's what we got going on as far as the lower levels, the surface features are concerned, and you see how the upper level low and the surface low are right in conjunction where they're basically sitting on top of each other. That's what we call phasing, when you get all of the levels of the atmosphere to be basically on top of each other. And that's what we got going on today. And that's why we had these increased rain rates today here across eastern North Carolina. But look what happens as we head towards tomorrow. That thing's out of here, and we are dry. And high pressure builds in here. We'll have a northwesterly wind, westerly wind, anywhere from about 5, 10, maybe 15 miles per hour. And the one thing that we're going to be watching tomorrow, I think, is going to be the downsloping off of the mountains If we can get a good downsloping setup going for us where we have a due westerly wind or just a west-southwesterly wind, that's going to afford us a couple of degrees warmer, but it's also going to have to come across that snow and ice pack that's back off towards the west, and that keeps temperatures down. So that's one of the factors that we're going to have tomorrow, is whether or not that the snow and ice pack back to the west melts enough tonight, or melts enough earlier on today to get everything out of here. And that'll allow us to warm up nicely tomorrow. But I think in general, low to mid 60s is a good call for us. Here we go, Sunday on the 500 millibar chart. A nice little low coming down through the Rio Grande Valley. That is not going to be an issue for us, but you do see that basically our flow pattern coming more out of the west-northwest. That's a dry wind for us, a dry setup for us, and it's going to keep us quite tranquil. This system down here, you see how the flow pattern is kind of like this? Nothing doing for us. It's going to pass just down to our south and keep us dry over the next couple of days. With high pressure in control, we'll likely have a little bit of a light northerly wind or light and variable winds on Sunday. That's going to allow for temperatures behind that frontal boundary to get into the low mid 60s once again. So overall, a very nice day setting up for us again across eastern North Carolina. Then we head out towards Monday, and man, it's going to be a nice day Monday. Look at the 552 line moving north of the state. A nice westerly flow. That's going to be a good downsloping setup for us again. Most guidance have us into the upper 60s. I'm thinking low 70s at this point, just because we'll have a good downsloping setup where everything's coming off the mountains. It diabatically cools the atmosphere, warms the atmosphere rather. And man, oh man, that's going to be a nice day. Mostly sunny skies on Monday. Same thing on Tuesday. And even then we'll have a little bit of a downsloping setup as well. Coming off of the mountains, diabatically warming the atmosphere. Nice afternoon setting up for us. Low 70s, a good bet that afternoon as well. But look what we got going on back over here towards the west. You got a little piece of energy down here in the Gulf of Mexico and another one diving southward out of the high plains. And basically, they're going to try to meld together here as we head towards Wednesday. You see on the upper level chart, there's your southern stream energy, the northern stream energy up here, and all this back here as well. That is all pushing eastward, but this is going to stay down to the south, and basically the little bit of energy down here towards Louisiana, Alabama, Florida is going to get pulled into this stuff up here towards the north. So basically the northern stream energy is going to get most of the push. So the next storm system coming down the pipeline will be coming out of the northern stream after the southern stream stuff gets lifted off towards the north. But as that happens, look what happens. You get an area of low pressure developing over the western half of the state, bringing rain chances across our neck of the woods. And on Wednesday, we're still expecting at least the 60s. Some indications have us into the 70s that afternoon. I don't think that's going to be the case just because of the clouds and the shower. So we're going to go with low mid 60s on Wednesday as this system starts to trek off towards the east, and also off towards the north and east. And most of the ensemble members off the GFS and the European have a very strong powerhouse low developing out of this as it lifts off towards the north, as that northern stream energy really starts to ramp in there. That's Wednesday evening, 8 o'clock. You see the low trekking off the coast at that point. We're starting to get dry slotted at this point. But look what happens. That thing starts to ramp up. Now, the GFS is further offshore. The European has an inland runner, what we call it, basically coming right up the spine of the Appalachians. If that's the case, then we're staying in rain all day Thursday. And we've kept a chance for rain in the forecast on Thursday for that reason. But the track and low still out to lunch there. But most of the ensemble guidance has at least this thing coming up the east coast. So I will say this, there's going to be a powerhouse low developing sometime late on Wednesday and Thursday. The track of it's going to be very pivotal, but you do see what happens on the backside of that low. The 540 line comes slamming back in here. And I don't think, and we're going to have temperatures falling through the overnight hours, and we slam down in the 40s. We may struggle to get out of the mid and upper 40s on Thursday with cloudy skies and even a couple of light showers possibly, but that will also depend on which model you like. If you like the European, it's wet too, and if it's the GFS that you like, it's dry. So we're just going to have to watch the trends with that. Even Friday, we're going to be downright cold. High pressure builds in a 1030 high on the GFS on Friday afternoon, and that's going to keep us nice and chilly. with the 540 line down through the area. And if you remember yesterday, I'll show you again here, talking about what's going to happen as far as based off of climatology and these systems with the cold air coming back in. We're running quite a few degrees below normal. That is Thursday off of the GEFS. That's the Global Ensemble Forecast System. Ensemble mean 850 millibar mean temperature anomalies. Basically taking climatology and taking what you're getting out of the models, the average of the models, and you see that on average, compared to normal, we're running about 8 to 10 degrees below normal at 850 millibars. That would definitely trend towards a cooler look as we head towards the end of the week, and that even continues into Friday. And a big ridge develops over the western half of the United States and over Alaska, and we stay cool through a good chunk of the following week before we try to come out of it by the time we head in towards the first portion of spring. But another cool snap looks to come into play as well. I just don't see a very good warm look that sticks around for a while anytime that we've looked at the models here recently. So enjoy the warmer temperatures that we're going to have this weekend and the start of next week, because by the time we head into the latter half of the week, cold air comes slamming back in here, and we're back to near winter type temperatures, late winter type temperatures here across eastern North Carolina. All right, so that's going to do it for me here on the ENC Weather Update. You can stay up to date with us Facebook, Twitter, WNCT.com, our brand new Storm Team 9 app, the Google Play Store, the Apple App Store as well. Chief Meteorologist David Sawyer will be in tonight, CW at 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, right back on WNCT. And I'm in tomorrow on the television side on the CW at 10 and WNCT 6, 7, and 11 o'clock. Have a great rest of your evening, a great day tomorrow, a great warmer day tomorrow, and a great weather week ahead.